Welcome back, folks. You're listening to the Productivity Boost, and today we've got a topic that most of us are way too familiar with: procrastination. If you've ever found yourself putting things off, you'll want to stick around for this one. Let's start with the basics.
Yep, we're talking about procrastination, the art of I'll do it tomorrow, right? But, I think it's more than just delaying stuff. Sometimes procrastination comes with a little guilt sandwich. And let's be real, who enjoys that?
Guilt sandwiches. That's a good one, Martha. You know you should be working, but then, you end up binge watching the latest show on Netflix instead. Guilty is charged right here. But seriously, it's like procrastination is this sneaky little monster that creeps in, and before you know it, your to-do list is a mile long. And then suddenly, instead of a game show, you're reading something different that could be related to what you're doing now. So I'm going to make this as simple and fun and capital to review our definition. But seriously, it's like procrastination is this sneaky little monster that creeps in, and before you know it, your to-do list is a mile long.
Oh, absolutely. And for me, it's usually about perfectionism. I wait until everything is just right before diving into a task. But of course, that perfect moment never comes. So I keep pushing things further down the line. But here's the thing. The more you procrastinate, the more overwhelming it feels.
Exactly. I've read that procrastination isn't just about being lazy. It's often tied to anxiety or fear. A 2019 study by Dr. Pierce Steele, a researcher on procrastination, found that people often delay tasks because they're worried about not doing them well enough. It's like putting off the task to avoid the discomfort of failure.
That hits home. I've caught myself thinking if I don't start, I can't fail. But guess what? Not starting is a failure in itself, right? It's like the irony of procrastination.
Right, and you end up worse off because the task just looms over you. It's the same with deadlines. You wait until the last minute and then scramble. And that's when you really feel the stress hit. But, I have to say, I found a trick that helps me out. It's called the 2-minute rule.
The 2-minute rule? I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Well, it's simple. If something will take you less than 2 minutes to do, you just do it right then and there. Whether it's responding to an email or starting that rodeo, you tackle the small stuff and it gets the ball rolling. I use it to clear out some quick tasks, and it somehow builds momentum for the bigger ones.
I love that. It's kind of like tricking your brain into thinking you're being productive. Oh, look, I did something, and then you're more motivated to do the next thing. But I also do this thing called time blocking, where I schedule specific time slots for tasks. It kind of forces me to focus.
I've heard of time blocking, like you're literally scheduling your life. But it works. And it's a bit like treating procrastination like a habit. I read somewhere that forming a new habit takes around 21 days. But breaking a bad one can take a bit longer, like 66 days on average. So we're in this for the long haul.
Well, it's like trying to break up with your bad habits. It's not easy, but doable. And hey, even if you slip up, the key is not to beat yourself up about it. Start fresh and get back on track. After all, one of the things I love about overcoming procrastination is that sense of relief when you finally get something off your plate.
Yeah, that accomplishment feeling is worth every minute. But okay, let's talk about the real life story here. I'm sure we've all had moments where we push things too far. You remember that big presentation I was preparing for, the one I kept delaying?
Well, I remember you were like, I'll start in an hour, then it was tomorrow, and then bam, the day before the presentation, and you were in full-on panic mode.
Yep, and it was a mess. I had to pull an all-nighter just to get it done, and I barely had time to breathe. It was stressful. I didn't do my best work, and I swore never to do that again.
You learned your lesson, right?
I did. Now I break things into smaller tasks, and that totally prevents the meltdown. No more procrastination disasters for me. And hey, it's not just about work. Even in my personal life, I've used these tips to be more present and productive.
Yeah, it's like your productivity toolkit, get the small wins, build momentum, and before you know it, you're not procrastinating anymore.
Exactly. So, for our listeners, here's the bottom line. If you want to beat procrastination, break things down, focus on small wins, and don't let the fear of failure stop you. Start with those 2 minutes and see how things change.
Ember, we all procrastinate sometimes. It's about catching yourself and getting back on track. So don't be too hard on yourself.
You got it, Martha. So, thanks for tuning in today, everyone. We hope these tips help you make the most of your time. Don't forget to subscribe and share if you found this helpful. And until next time, stay productive and no more procrastination, okay?
We'll hold you to that, Samuel. Take care, everyone.